The master sat by the riverbank as the student approached and asked for guidance in life. The master replied, "Every great transformation begins with a single step." The student asked, "But how do I take that first step?" The master smiled and pointed to the river. "Without the first step, crossing the river is impossible." The student silently pondered the master's words. The master instructed the student to cross the river. The student hesitated, saying, "It looks too deep. I might drown." The master calmly responded, "Fear is merely an illusion of the mind. Take the first step." The student cautiously placed his foot in the water. The master observed silently, "This is the beginning." As the student stepped into the water, the coldness made him retreat. The master said, "The cold is reality, but accept it and move forward." The student slowly stepped back into the river. The master explained, "Each step frees you from fear." While crossing, the student asked, "Why does this feel so difficult?" The master replied, "Difficulty is a product of the mind. Take it step by step to lighten the burden." The student took another step forward. The master smiled, "You are learning." The student encountered rocks in the middle of the river and stopped. He said, "These obstacles are blocking my way." The master replied, "Every obstacle is an opportunity. Look closely, and the path will reveal itself." The student examined carefully and found a safe way through the rocks. As the current grew stronger, the student began to tremble with fear. The master said, "Fear can stop you, but courage will take you across." The student took a deep breath and moved forward. The student noticed that taking steps was becoming easier. He said to the master, "I no longer feel afraid." The master replied, "This is your first lesson, walking without fear." The student nodded with a smile. The student thought he was nearing the riverbank but realized it stretched farther. The master said, "Be patient. Each step brings you closer to your destination." The student resumed walking. As the student moved forward, he said, "This journey is teaching me a lot." The master replied, "Every journey strengthens us from within." The student nodded as he looked toward the far bank. The river's currents began to calm. The student said, "Now it feels easy to walk." The master replied, "This is the cycle of life. When you learn, challenges become simpler." The student reached the riverbank and exclaimed with joy, "I've crossed it." The master smiled and said, "But this is only the beginning." The student listened attentively to the master's words. The master asked, "What did you learn from this journey?" The student replied, "To fight fear, be patient, and keep moving forward." The master nodded, "These are the keys to life." The master said, "Now teach this to others." The student asked, "How?" The master replied, "Share your experiences. That is the essence of teaching." The student reflected, "Every great change begins with a single step." The master said, "Your first step was your greatest victory." The student took a deep breath and replied, "I am ready now." The master and student completed their journey across the river together. The master said, "Every journey transforms you. Now you are ready for the next step." The student bowed in gratitude. The master said, "Remember, a single step can change a life."